Hey, Sky. Alright, alright. It's been a hot minute, so I'm gonna have to... Boop. And... There we go. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I last played this game. Let's go ahead and stretch it up a little. Alright, let's see. What's new? Uh... Does it say anything on the page about the last update there was? Uh... Yeah, the only thing they said was upcoming dates and new merch, and that was back in February, so I guess nothing really new. Alright. Uh... Well, it's been a bit since we played this game, so... Soup! New soup! Mm! Let's see. Let's go ahead and customize the playthrough. That's the medical student. Hey, Forrest. Alright. Let's see. Former cultist. A witch. The hunter's daughter. Doesn't it? Isn't there? Oh, that one. The hunted heiress. Let's see. Sky, I forget. Have you actually seen me play this game? Also, that's supposed to be Pink Kitty Rose. No, that is my OC, that is my original character, Sayuri Morado. Ninja rookie, and, the lore is that her mother was once a shrine priestess. So she had a little training in that department, too. I've been in co-coms, for it. Right. I think I remember now. Let's see. I think I'll just go with my go-to, the swim team captain. Seventh curse. Uh, hmm. At your lost. Actually, let's do something different. Let's go for Goizo. What is your favorite kind of soup? Hmm. Does ramen count? I'm asking that mainly as a joke, but let's see. You know, Soul had the same answer. Same brain. Same brain. Tofu miso. You know what? It's been a while since I've had it, but uh, while not exactly my favorite, Russian borscht is on the list. They sell the base at Walmart. Ooh. Hmm. Let's see. For tofu miso, not the one Russian one. No, 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 no. I get it. Because I think for borscht you need like sugar beets. Let's see. But yeah, if ramen doesn't count, I guess my go-to would be classic chicken noodle. I also did a dumb in combining chili with rice. Hmm, I don't think that's that dumb. Were you like doing it as an experiment thing, or uh, didn't turn out as I had hoped? Ah, all right, a little extra experience. Nightmare news of the noisy nails, vicious verses of a violent vigil, spine-chilling story of school scissors, sorrowful saga of the Moonlight Sailors, or freaky feature of the found footage. I think I'll start with Violent Vigil just because A, it doesn't raise the Doom meter that much, and B, in one part of the story, I can get the meat cleaver until I get a better weapon. Luck check success, plus 10 experience. Okay. May try it with tomato sauce next. Ooh, that reminds me, tomato soup. Let's see. It takes you some time, but finally you manage to find someone. Is that another guest? You should ask them what's going on in here. Muscular man is eyeing you as you take a step towards him. You can't help but notice a deep scar going across his cheek. Old man's body is in the master bedroom. Go there if you want. Explore the mansion. Eyes in the dark, you feel watched. I don't have a holy candle, so lose 2 reason. Pressing a handkerchief to your nose, you enter the dark room. There's no way they allowed your grand uncle to just lie there. What was the correct bow and clap order? Maybe other guests will know? Young woman wrinkles her nose when she notices you. You swear you've seen the symbol engraved on her necklace before. You didn't get this with a letter? Here, take mine. Alright, the vigil pamphlet. Uh, hold on. Okay, though. We would like to thank you on behalf of our client for participating in this vigil on such short notice. He was a spiritual person and left instructions we are asking you to follow closely. Uh, uh, Pray over the body. Alright, and then when we go to the master bedroom, that. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. +2 doom. This one's a strength check, I believe. Strength check passed. The smell is nauseating, but you put some meat on your plate. Plus item, long pig steak. Definitely keeping that. Storage room. Check the wardrobe. I get a meat cleaver. Ah. Desperate solution. A woman bumps into you as she runs from a beauty parlor. Before you could say anything, you notice her face. She's carved out her own eyes. If I can't see it, she cries, it can't see me, right? You shudder, seeing a faint vision of Goizo reflected in the beauty parlor's mirrors. -2 stamina. Well, I'm gonna take a charisma hit, but that's like 90% of this game, really. It's midnight, you should go and pray. I would need to head over to the body. It's missing. Great. And so's everybody else. Treacherous reflection. A reflection twists and shimmers when you're not looking at it directly. Goizo is getting closer. I get hit with a curse. Instead of an eldritch horror popping out of the mirror, it's fucking Order Soul. You manage to find one of the guests. They are shaken but otherwise safe. You both decide to get the hell out of this place, but the door is gone. Okay, hallucination. Reach for the door, it just disappears. -1 perception. Uh-oh. Let's see. Something in the study. You were just having a lot of fun with these noises. Alright, let's see. Hearing a shuffling sound coming from behind a wardrobe, you decide to push it out of the way. You discover a niche in the wall. Someone has put 3 dusty dolls in there. When you try to grab one, however, they jump off and scatter around the room giggling. Well, I've got the meat cleaver. Ah, really? You went 2 different routes there, guys. Alright, so that was the first enemy I faced. In the study. Feed the plant in the study with blood. Let's try cutting the plant down. You cut down the bloodthirsty plant. It was a good decision, right? Minus 3 doom. You guys. Cursed Grimoire. Uh, go ahead and burn it. Akane. There we go. Uh, at this point, the only thing I can do is sacrifice that guest and finish the ritual. The price is paid. A voice booms in your head as everything gets dark. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the wet grass, the old mansion nowhere to be seen. Standing next to you is a naked, bloated old man. You recognize the tattoo on the man's toe. It's your deceased granduncle. With a coarse voice, he explains the ritual. You try to keep up with him, but you're weak and your head spins. The death toll must remain the same. 2 die and 2 survive. You feel like vomiting as the old man who has cheated death disappears behind trees. Everything gets dark. The man who you thought was your uncle has cheated death, making you an accessory to murder. You know the police officers won't believe you when you tell them the truth, and you do your best to forget the nightmares you left behind. Alright. Dangerous bands of rioters are gathering around the downtown area. The police are helpless. Alright, you're home. Take the key. How am I doing on...
So you have chosen death.
Alright. Do. Sorrowful Saga of the Moonlight Sailors. It began with one fisherman who dragged something truly awful from the belly of the ocean, a dark, writhing ooze that mesmerized him beyond control. He hid himself away for a week, adoring it, not to be seen until one moonlit night when a young girl spotted his boat drifting away. A single lantern swinging at the helm, and the captivated fisherman singing eerily to his catch. Now more and more fishermen have begun to find the vile ooze in their nets, and one by one they are disappearing. Soon the ocean will take them all. Alright, discard 2 item cards to complete this quest. Let's start with...
That's nasty.
Boop! Steak knife. Let's also get a compass. Flashlight. There we go. Is that Cthulhu? No, sadly, although Cthulhu is one of the old gods that you can fight. Let's see. I think I'll get one more item, and that will be a sewing kit. Discard, and discard the meat cleaver. You find a huge pile of nets and hooks prepared for the big hunt. You quickly throw them into the ocean. Maybe that'll stop them from sailing out. You start your investigation, hoping to overhear some rumors at the fish market. Missing girl. Walking through the park, you find a little girl crying alone in the playground. When you ask what's wrong, she says that she can't find her mommy. Luckily, you spot the girl's address on a backpack lying nearby. Take her home. You offer to take her home. When you get there, the terrified mother slams the door in your face. From behind the door, she starts screaming to get the girl away. The little girl calmly tells you that she could take it from here. Okay. Plus 10 experience, but minus 2 stamina. Uh, Discipline. That's a good one to get. Or quick thinking, which gives a plus 1 dexterity, which would make me really good with that steak knife. Which god are you running? I believe it is Goizo. The mirror one. Resting at home increases the doom penalty. Alright, let's see. I think. Yeah, I'll take some dexterity, and I think I'll also take some. Uh, I think I'll also take some knowledge. If I remember right, there are a few stat checks that the lighthouse area can randomly select from, and if I remember right, the minimum of any stat you need for any of them is 7. So if it's a strength stat check, so if it's the strength that stat check in the lighthouse, then you need a strength of 7. If it's the perception stat check, you need a 7 of perception, etc. Let's see. Although you braved the stench for hours, you gleaned nothing besides the fact that the fisherman had a wife. Perhaps you should pay her a visit. Investigate downtown again. Gruesome altar. Seeing the two chopped off heads, you can't help but wonder who's been preparing your food for the past week. Research cult notes. Knowledge check success. Excellent. The notes lying nearby tell of ancient civilizations and unspeakable horror. You've managed to learn an incantation, but the horrifying image will stay with you for a long time. Minus 1 reason, but I gain a spell. The Book of Gore. Plus 3 reason and stamina, but add 1 random injury. Could come in handy. Yeah, normally I run Otheolazeth, the Azathoth one. But I felt like doing something a little different and going for Goizo instead. Uh, I'm keeping that on the side just in case. My boyzo Goizo. Cadaver Theater. Corpses are strung up on wire like macabre marionettes with painted smiles and rosy cheeks. Minus 2 reason. The fisherman's wife lies in the kitchen, mutilated and covered in black marks. We have our raid message, yes. There's a local legend about a heartbroken seamstress. One stormy night, she broke into a local inn and stitched the unsuspecting guests together. Her final gruesome artwork. But that's just a legend, right? Luck check success. Inside the cupboard, you find a sewing kit and decide to leave the room before any legends spring to life. Surely someone else must have caught one of these. You lurk around, hoping to spot one of them. Stop, this is a crime scene. You are halted by a sweaty police officer. Behind him, 2 other policemen are packing something into black bags. Try to learn what happened. Luck check success. You manage to catch a glimpse of an officer. He holds a glowing rock in his hand before packing it inside a bag. Could it be the meteorite the TV reporter talked about? You've got to return here later when the police are gone. Plus 10 experience. It's been a while since I passed the stat check on that one. The young man has glassy eyes and mumbles his replies as he caresses his catch. The beating movements of his arms disturb you. Crab feast. Crabs are feasting on a bloated corpse carried to the beach by the waves. If I remember right, this is a dexterity check? Dexterity check failure. How do. Reaching for the body, you're attacked by several crabs that don't want to share their meal. Minus 2 stamina. Okay. I'm gonna take an injury, but. Ooh, badly bleeding. Chance of losing 1 stamina with each investigation. I'd better head to the hospital. Can I sell the sewing kit? I can. Excellent. Getting a painkiller. And as for. Perfect. Blood loss. Minus 10% max stamina. Great. Oh well. Let's see. After a slow interrogation, the young man manages to stutter out something about an organized fishing trip. Invisible Watcher. Something gigantic and invisible leaves a deep void in the sea. It's not moving, but you swear it's watching you. Minus 2 reason. You slip out at night and race towards the beach, terrified of what comes next. The full moon shines bright in the cloudless night sky. The ink black ocean waves glimmer eerily. All the residents have drawn their shutters tight and locked their doors. Your footsteps are silent in the sand. The only audible sounds are your ragged breathing and pounding heartbeat. You arrive at the water's edge, breathless. The possessed fishermen's boats fill the horizon with their light. Tiny yellow spots navigating across a dark ocean under a dark sky. You cannot make out their figures on board. It's not the sailors. The black beings must have left their bodies. Shocked, you watch them sail their way out of the harbor. You're terrified at their power, but relieved that they did not drag their meat puppets with them. The black beings never returned, yet mothers would not let their children play on the beach. Over time, people forgot the last time they saw a boat out on the waves, although some claim they see strange beings come into the port at night. Old Godsters. Arcane storm. Local scientists are baffled. An unprecedented aurora like event has bathed the entire town in an unnatural green glow. Let's see. So, high chance of facing a rioter in the downtown area, and any spells I try to cast that would cost reason, cost 1 extra reason. So, go home, take the key. Uh, Cold water. Alright, school scissors. Another boy from your school has disappeared. Rumor has it a terrible woman has returned from the grave. A woman with the widest smile and the sharpest scissors. Your missing friend has left you a notebook. If the rumors are true, to stop the tall woman with scissors, you'll need to perform a ritual to force her material form to appear in our dimension. Accomplishing this requires first the drawing of an eldritch sigil, and then the lighting of holy candles. You can only hope your friend has left them somewhere around the school. Alright, first let's check the friend's diary. Oh boy, that folktale. Yup. Kuchisake onna. Let's see. This sigil can weaken the demon for a while. Careful with the lines. Maru is acting strange. I need to talk with her after class. I hope she didn't attempt the ritual herself. I've hidden the candles in one of the classrooms. Tomorrow I will try to perform the ritual. Other pages seem irrelevant to the case. I hope they're okay. Alright, so, explore the school. She's a popular one for sure. Oh, hey, you bump into one of your teammates in the gym. Hey, Takahashi, she says, looking over you with her brows furrowed. Are you doing okay? You've been acting really weird lately and you look super tired. You shouldn't burden her with everything that's going on, but. Luck check failure. You regret it as soon as you open your mouth. She looks at you like you're crazy, you pretend it was a joke and leave quickly. You feel like something horrible is happening within the school, you must hurry and find those items. Oh yeah, check out the school lockers. Baseball bat. And if you have a small key, you would actually get a hunter's rifle in here. Because I apparently some schools in Japan have a sharpshooting club. Let's see. Trophy case. You find an old trophy case set in a seemingly abandoned corridor. Everything inside is covered in a thick layer of dust. One medal seems particularly valuable. Check plaques and trophies. Luck check failure. You find a small trophy with a curious plaque. Grand Champion of the Cannibal Eating Contest, 1956. -2 reason. You would think it would be a bow. You would think, but nope. Found an additional page from your friend's diary. It seems that the blessed chalk was left in the pool. You must hurry and find it. Alright, the blessed chalk. Oh, peek outside. Hey, hey, you play Fate Grand Order too? Oh, cool, you just got Edmond Dantes. I only just now got Angra Mainyu. Here's Johnny. You enter the damp smelling sport wing. You notice a backpack drifting on the swimming board in the middle of the pool. Could it be what you were looking for? You enter the pool and start swimming toward the backpack. Suddenly, the water turns murky and you realize you're not alone in the pool. Prepare for combat. A bloated figure emerges from the murky water, blocking your only way out of the pool. Uh huh. Actually, wait. If. There we go. Alright, so we found the blessed chalk. Oh. We're set for the rest of the run. I believe that was it. Let me. Yeah, that does it. Okay, so Sky. Um, for reference, if you have a high enough dexterity stat, then your actions take up less time on the time meter, right? Uh, in this context, fast swimmer does that automatically. So, in combination with a high dexterity stat, whoo boy. Despite your best efforts, you feel like the neighborhood is starting to change. Location's threat level increases. Sound of scissors is getting closer or getting louder. You must hurry. This one. There we go. You found the holy candles in your friend's backpack. You lit them as instructed by the notebook. Everything is ready for the ritual. Perform the ritual. You take a step back as a writhing amorphous mass slowly takes shape. Soon it becomes a tall woman-like creature with three faces all connected by a wide smile. Now is your chance to fight and defeat this horror. It is also your only chance. Twisting and twitching, the demon woman enters the classroom, cackling menacingly. Am I beautiful? Alright, so because of having high dexterity along with fast swimmer, I can attack as many as 7 times with my steak knife. As lovely as a car wreck. Oh god, especially when she's making a crazy expression like that. The ancient horror lies dead on the classroom floor, slowly dissolving into nothingness. You find your friend gravely wounded, but alive. You help him up, and both of you limp away from the school as the police sirens get louder. Scissors Woman is gone for good. Or is she? You shudder, knowing the urban legend will inspire another kid in another city to try and summon the Eldritch Being. Uh. Freaky Flood. Did the water level suddenly increase, or is the city slowly sinking? Exploring the seaside location has a chance of inflicting drenched status. If I remember right, that one actually makes it so that your actions in combat take more time instead of less. Let's see. Uh, and we're actually doing all right. We've got 3 keys, and we're only at 27% doom. Freaky feature of the found footage. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about local folklore and legends of the nearby forest. Now, on the first anniversary of their disappearance, a suspicious man has started asking questions. He claims to be a private investigator hired by the parents of the students. Except the parents of your friends didn't hire him. Who is he, and what did the students discover out there? Alright. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about the local folklore. Maybe you'll find a clue about their last known whereabouts in the school's newspaper. Investigate the mansion location twice to complete this quest. Yeah, We can definitely afford that. The Mask Festival. As you glance around, you notice that more and more people are wearing strange masks, unlike anything you've ever seen before. As you turn to your friends for reassurance, you notice that some also wear these eerie masks. Their voices sound muffled and distorted, and you can't shake off the feeling that they're not quite themselves. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and you realize something is terribly wrong. Uh, I believe this one only takes your funds, which is best case scenario. A sense of dread creeps over you as the masked people are swarming through the store, filling their carts with food and survival equipment. You notice the goods prices have already skyrocketed. You realize that you need to act fast if you want to have any chance of survival. -2 funds. Let's check the mansion again. The investigation can wait. A hot bath is too inviting. I could use it. Take a bath. You bathe happily and continue with newfound strength. The legends say the witch was buried alive for kidnapping and murdering 2 children. It points you in a specific direction, potentially saving you some time. Alright. Right. I can go ahead and sell the wooden bat. And I suppose I can get some painkiller. So the school location is doomed. -2 modifier to all skill checks. Stamina reason penalties increased. Doom penalty for investigating this location. We gotta do it. Workout routine. Takahashi! You hear a chipper voice shout during a jog around the area. You turn your head to see another one of your teammates in casual clothes, smiling, blissfully unaware of everything going on. What's up, Captain? Notice anything weird recently? I want a charisma check with that? She tilts her head and presses a finger to her chin, thinking hard, with a tiny, oh! She begins telling you a strange story from the other day. And let's see, resolve this event. And I got enough experience to level up. Discipline would be a good one to have. And I guess I can go ahead and buff charisma. The notes mention a village not far from your town. You decide to take a bus. Getting closer, you can't help but notice a large number of trees have suddenly died. What happened here? Hearing footsteps, you turn around. Behind you stands a pretty woman in a sweater. Natural beauty. Yes, this is exactly what I need. You shudder, seeing the weird woman reaching into her pocket and producing a nasty looking knife. Pretty face. Mind if I borrow it? Aspiring model. Uh. And I gotta finish her off quick because now she hits twice as hard. Whew. That could have gone south real quick. Alright, everyone in the village is unsettlingly friendly. The old farmer points you to an old stone. The missing group supposedly started their forest trip there. I suppose I could sell the lucky earrings. The old Baba. Walking through the village, you spot a very, very old lady who's staring at you. Curious, you approach her. Hello, sweetheart, she croaks most happily. I'm returning home right now and was wondering if you would like to accompany me for a second breakfast. Or maybe you would like some tea. Second breakfast sounds nice. I believe that recovers my stamina? Yes, it does. At the old woman's home, you're treated to some ramen, fried fish, and rice cakes. This simple yet delicious homemade meal invigorates you. Ramen, fried fish, and rice cakes. That actually does sound good. Looking back one last time, you continue deeper into the woods. Bloody sweater. Walking through the woods, you discover a sweater. It's torn apart and covered in blood, but where's the owner? A wild beast must have killed this poor person. You say a quick prayer before continuing. -2 reason. Following a trail of rotten fruit, you stumble on a small forest shrine. It's probably dedicated to some local spirit. The small statue looks alien and menacing. Luck check failure. You topple the evil looking statue. Nothing seems to happen, but you have a terrible feeling about it. Strange woman. Wandering through the forest, you encounter a woman standing under the tree. She looks at you and smiles. What's on your mind, dear? She asks as if she knew you. Tell her what's troubling you. Charisma check failure. I know. Watching your struggle is indeed fascinating. The woman replies, oddly calm, her face vibrating, cracking, and her smile turning into a malevolent grin. You back away in shock, realizing this woman isn't human. +3 doom. Lost in the forest. Exploring the forest is exhausting. It's getting dark, so you decide to get back to the main road. But where is that? Are you lost? Use your compass. Using your compass, you determine the direction and start walking in a straight line. It doesn't take long to finally spot the buildings. You feel safer thinking about how prepared you were. There it is. The rumored witch house seems empty. In the basement, however, you find a camera pointed at a large hole in the ground. On the table next to the camera, you see 3 cassettes, each titled after one of your missing friends. Then you hear a curious sound coming from the hole. Peek inside. You kneel down and lean forward to see what's inside the hole. It takes a while to process what you are looking at. It's a gigantic eye, staring right back at you. Hypnotized, you continue to lean in, feeling weaker and weaker as the gargantuan beast lures you in. Lose consciousness. At the very last moment, the suspicious tall man grabs you by the collar. He explains he's part of a cult protecting the house and the mysterious entity below it. You've got a bigger purpose than to die here, he says before knocking you out. You wake up a few hours later on a bus heading back to your town. Roads closed. Investigating places located outside the city, so village, mansion, and forest. Visiting those locations costs 1% more doom. Good thing I'm getting that at the end. And I don't think this last mission takes me to any of those locations, so I think we're good. Alright, nightmare news of the noisy nails. The morbid killing spree continues as another body is found in the city's river. Every victim shares one common trait. Their finger and toenails are missing. They've been pried off. Why nails? Could the killer have a hidden motive? Are they sending a message? You must hurry up before they claim another victim. With no leads, a trip to the police station could be useful. Your friend's cousin works there, and she could help you. Time is of the essence, so you decide to take a shortcut through the abandoned building site. Gather gossip about the current mystery. I believe this one determines which ending you get. I keep hearing a wailing sound coming from the third stall in the girls' bathroom. Is Celestine under Patrick Starr's rock? Wailing from the third stall. Oh, I think that was just Yuriko. Probably just had she probably just had some bad chipotle. Did you hear? There's a cliff nearby with strangely shaped holes. Let's see. Wait a little. How did you do on your English exam? If O didn't make those drawings, then who did? Yesterday she told me she saw it again. I've overheard my parents talking about a horrible accident. They said that the girl's father went mad from grief. He hasn't been the same since he came back. Could the killing have anything to do with the father who lost his daughter in an accident? Alright. Kojin? That's John. That pair has been following you since morning. You finally managed to lose them, but can't shake the feeling that it will only get worse. -2 stamina. Reluctantly, your friend's cousin gives you a photocopied file. You thank her and leave quickly. The school building seems like a safe place to study the file. I'm tired, okay? EP Dragon. With the trail growing cold, it might be time for a different approach. Could a similar case have occurred in the past? A trip to the library might be a good idea. Study issues of local newspapers? Knowledge check failure. It was a complete waste of time. You spent the whole day reading about cute dogs, giant vegetables, and the occasional accident. You find nothing related to the case at hand. +5 doom. The victims of the serial killer seem to be chosen randomly. There's no obvious pattern in regard to age, sex, and education. You should continue your search in a hospital where the victims are. Not EP, just tired. Also ads. You were stopped by a tall man wearing a dirty kabuki mask. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Give me your fingers. You hesitate, seeing something metallic in the man's hand. Try to run. Dexterity check success. You've managed to run from the masked man. Um. Boom. There we go. You try to sneak into the mortuary, but the hospital staff is on high alert. You decide to wait here a bit. Maybe you'll manage to find a way in. Walking through the hospital corridor, you are stopped by an older man with a cast on his leg. Could you help me go down these stairs? I believe this is a dexterity check, which I've got pretty good dexterity, so. It takes you some time, but you successfully help the man and bring him a wheelchair. He thanks you and smiles. +10 experience. One of the mortuary technicians acts strangely. He has left the building and returned twice already. Each time he comes back, an ambulance with a new victim arrives. On your way to the next destination, you stop the tall man wearing a dirty kabuki mask. He's talking to a woman and slowly reaching into his pocket. Alert the woman. You decide to act quickly and run between the pair screaming. The panicked woman flees, but the masked man grabs you by your neck. Before you can protest, he takes a pair of pliers out of his pocket and rips off one of your nails. Why? -1 stamina. You notice that the man keeps his hospital key in a back pocket. If you could steal it, entering the hospital would be much easier. Mm. The only metro line in your town connects the university and the science complex. You could take a ride to gain some time, but you've got a feeling something is wrong. Where are all the people? I if only if only there was a way for me to actually see my luck stat, because I believe this is a luck check. Even though the metro car is completely empty, you arrive at your station without any problem, saving valuable time. -2 doom. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You excuse yourself after bumping into the man. He frowns and hurries away, not noticing that you've managed to steal his hospital keys. While taking an elevator, you get a terrible feeling as if something bad is about to happen. The elevator doors open. Yep, no. I somehow always luck check failure this one. I somehow always fail the luck check on this one. -3 reason. Elevator doors open, revealing a black mass of eyes and teeth pouring into the elevator, biting and suffocating you. Later, you wake up in a doctor's office. The nurse discovered you lying unconscious on the elevator floor. It's getting dark, and the suspicious man has not returned yet. Now is your only chance to check out the mortuary and learn about the serial killer's victims. Using the hospital key, you've managed to enter the mortuary floor unnoticed. The hospital floor is eerily quiet. You prepare your weapon, wondering what's going to happen next. The whole room has a pungent, irritating smell you could barely stand. All the dissection tables are empty, and you're afraid to think where the bodies are now. You must hurry up before the suspected killer returns back. Is that a human nail? The masked man jumps from behind the door and you barely dodge his blade. The kabuki killer takes a step back, revealing his gruesome artwork. An unfinished statue of a child made of human nails. Suddenly, the statue springs to life and bites the man's neck. The serial killer is visibly confused and tries to stop the bleeding as a geyser of blood paints the whole mortuary red. The being's face slowly turns towards you. Let's see. Actually, I think I'll go for frequency rather than uh, yeah, I'll go for quantity rather than quality because base chance to hit is 90% each hit, so should be good. Father, I crave blood. The horrible nails beast finally stops moving. Knowing you won't be able to explain it to police, you trigger the fire alarm and escape before anyone arrives. The father's grief led to the creation of this monster. Hopefully, they will be joined in death. Time skip. What? I'd have sworn it was Monday, not Tuesday. Right? It is Tuesday. Uh, and that was the last key we needed. Let me just go ahead and get one more level up. Um, +1 charisma and +4 reason. There we go. Alright, over to the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Okay, I believe that one's the darkness one. I've got a flashlight, so I'm good. That one's Mr. Takashi. And I think the arrow with the heart over it is that delinquent that decapitates herself if you fail the charisma check, but I should have enough charisma to get through that. Let's see. You finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut is telling you two things: that whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and you should run away from this place as far and fast as you can. You're afraid there won't be a way back once you start climbing those stairs. We're in pretty good condition, so let's start climbing. You are stopped by a girl wearing dirty black school uniform. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further, she says, reaching for her bag. It's too late anyway. You instinctively take a step back when you notice a knife in her hand. You have to think fast. Try to reason with her. You try to talk her into allowing you to pass. It's too late anyway, she whimpers again, letting you continue. The delinquent girl nods sadly as you pass her. Plus 10 experience. Wall of photos. You. Following the winding staircase, you were stopped. Wait a minute. Someone has been taking photos focused on you. The photos include the enemies you fought with. There's something wrong, but you can't precisely say what. If I remember right, it was the. Oh, wait, no, it was Akane that I fought second. You rip the photo. Underneath it is a tiny button. You press it, and with a buzz, the gate opens. I almost tricked myself into picking the wrong one. Following the winding staircase, you were stopped by darkness. A thick black cloud is obscuring your vision, and you could swear something is waiting for you inside of it. Light your way. The light source seems to somewhat how repel the darkness, and you continue to climb the staircase safe. Plus 10 experience. Trial of Blood Acid. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. A cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered in a weird moist goo. Just inhaling the fumes makes your eyes itch and water, but to power the gate you'll need to disconnect the faulty plug. Strength check failure. You're surprised at how much effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. With a buzz, the gate opens. I think this is the last one now? Trial of Blood Knives. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. It's locked, but you notice an electrical cable. It seems to connect the door to a hole inside the central pillar. If there's a switch inside, you'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards and knives. I've got best dexterity. I could do it. You manage to locate the door switch while avoiding the knives and glass shards. With a buzz, the gate opens. Continue climbing. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Nah, I'd win. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening, the eldritch old god, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right once more. You are safe for now. Alright. Yeah, I know. I did Satoru Gojo dirty with that. Uh, okay. Let's see. Uh, you know what? Okay. Rebellious misfit, keen on spreading chaos. She will protect her hometown, even if only for her own selfish reasons. Uh, go. Not what I mean, silly. Yeah, I know, I know. Let's go ahead and continue with this. And I know which old god I'm going to pick for this one. A big meteorite fell down in a field in the village near Shiokawa. A farmer who found it contacted researchers from Tokyo, but when they arrived, all they found was a wet puddle of pinkish goo. Perfect form. Every 21% of Doom, characters receive -1 to all stats. However, specifically the character that I got would likely negate that because of her perk Mayhem. Raising Doom will increase your stats. Someone has crammed your mailbox full of animal entrails. They know. Ah, an empty bottle. Perfect. Alright, riot jacket. Skeleton vomit. Which is the perfect name for a fictional band because it doesn't exist. Occult tank top. Nah, I'll just give her the riot jacket. Let's see. What have we got as far as the events? Contagious Coma, Beckoning Bulletin, Fear Festival, Blood Curdling Botanist, Residential Recluse. I think I'll reroll. Evolving Eels, Household Hell, Found Footage, Morbid Mermaids. Beckoning Bulletin, Evolving Eels, Fear Festival, School Scissors, Medusa Metamorphosis. Alright. While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around, it's your friend living in the same apartment complex, Kana. That weird dude is back. You know, the one who studies fish? You shrug, opening the door. Kana follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, she returns with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious what weird fish did he bring this time? She grins. Oh, we've got a bot. Alright. I saw the creepy neighbor carrying some jars inside his apartment. I wonder, what weird fish did he find this time? Will you check it out? He'll surely recognize me if I try to do it myself. Please? Thank you. Alright, let's check the seaside location. Scratching and faint banging noise can be heard coming from the air conditioning ducts. At first you thought the noises were made by rats, but rats don't whisper. Thank you. Let's investigate the seaside again. The waves lazily wash upon the shore. You take a deep breath, the fresh sea air clears your head. You may be going crazy, but you swear something is watching you from the sea. -1 reason. Okay. As you inspect a marking on the wall, a random man shouts at you, hurling insults at you, and requesting a fight. He appears to be delirious, probably under the effects of some kind of drug. Ask him to move out of the way. Charisma check failure. The man refuses to listen to you talk and throws a few sloppy punches. While the first one takes you by surprise, you avoid the others and shove him out of the way while he's off balance. -1 stamina. You know what? I have a few funds. I should probably... Not the best. Maybe if I check the hardware shop? Heavy duty flashlight. Counts as a light source. I'll get her the carpenter hammer. As tempting as the heavy duty flashlight was. Dude's working at school, right? We could break into his office. What do you mean we shouldn't? Must be empty because he just came back and his classes begin next week. The corridor is flooded by a black sludge that's slowly oozing from underneath the door of the chemistry classroom. A damp, moldy stench grows as you get closer. How are you going to get to the other side? Risk going through? Perception check failure. You're too late to keep something from biting your ankle. You're not bleeding badly, but you worry about an infection if the black sludge gets into the wound. Injury. How do you get a dislocated shoulder from that? I'm asking, legitimately, how do you get a dislocated shoulder from that? I missed a bot A. That's okay. Force took care of it. The neighbor's office at school is empty. You do find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fish. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take one jar home. Have you ever seen an eel like this? It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? How could she sip her soda so calmly, staring at this creepy creature? Sorry, I was playing Hunters. Or Dragon Ball Fighters. That's okay. Were you doing some labbing or what? Let's see. Next move. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice cold water is a good idea. Still trying to figure out the super inputs. Here's something that might help you. They're usually Hado, which is quarter circle forward, or DP, which is forward down forward in a zigzag. Let's see. I've seen him burning some notes behind our apartment building. Let's go and check it out. Is this eel even alive? Boop. The perfect form D. You're not the only one affected by the mysterious effects of Jektast. People have started herding together like livestock, abandoning their previous inhibitions. You're all in this together. +3 charisma, -1 stamina. Kana was right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. You both return to your apartment to try to decipher the notes. That's so weird. Your neighbor really was into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying on your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. Legend from the blank prefecture, eels tell of a small village of robbers who would kill all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake full of eels. Eels of the blank prefecture would lay their eggs inside human. The Wired Preacher. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of the line puts an accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? Listen to the man. You learn some useful bits of information about your nemesis. However, if everything the man said was the truth, humanity is doomed. There must be something more we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder what he's hiding in there. You shrug noncommittally. You just wish you could throw this damn jar into the trash. You were stopped by two men asking to borrow some money. Mr. Pachinko and Mr. Coin. I might want to take Mr. Pachinko out first, actually. Wait, what? Oh, I must have accidentally. There we go. Oh no, that was Mr. Coin. Bottle of water. Let's go ahead and use it. There we go. Ooh, needed that. Thinking about how stupid it is of Kana to try and break into your neighbor's apartment, you go into sleep. You spend an entire day waiting for Kana. Where the hell is she? Let's go ahead and use that painkiller. Actually, how much of it? Yeah, no. Let's use that painkiller. Because I kinda need it. Investigate.
Bullshit!
A violin concerto. The music hall where students compete to go to the nationals is abnormally full today. A young violinist is giving a staggering performance in front of a committee and an amazed crowd. Is it your friend on stage? Appreciate the show. Perception check success. God, with that perception? Sky has finally met the boys, Pachinko and Coin, that enemy I was fighting a minute ago. One was Mr. Pachinko, the other was Mr. Coin. Let's see. You sit down to appreciate the performance. Its warmth gives you the strength to go forward. Once the performance finishes, your friend waves at you. She seems happy to see you around. +2 reason. Alright. Kana has been missing since yesterday. You decide to check out the neighbor's apartment yourself. You cautiously enter your neighbor's kitchen. You are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels flailing around restlessly. Where the hell is Kana? The swollen body of your neighbor is rotting away inside putrid, murky water. Both his eyes are missing, with countless tiny blood trails leading from them in all directions. -1 reason, -1 stamina. Go to the bedroom. I found the neighbor, but when his eye burst, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye now, too. We must go to a hospital, or we must puncture her eye now, but that costs 3 reason. I believe the best ending is we puncture her eye now. So, yep, this part is very ew. Uh, cover your eyes. Shocked, you see countless tiny eels crawling out from your friend's eye in all directions. Will Kana even survive the blood loss? You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting area. Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You groggily open your eyes to see your friend. Kana is wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, eh? Couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and I'm pretty sure I won't be winking with my left eye anytime soon. But thank you for saving my life. You're still processing the events of the previous night. Corpse-eating eels that lay their eggs in eyes. Sitting with your friend Kana before your apartment building, you watch the police officers emptying out your neighbor's place. Uh, did the water level suddenly increase, or is the city slowly sinking? You're home. Alright, I think I'll need some hot water. Bloody brief on a beckoning bulletin, far out fable of a fear festival, spine-chilling story of school scissors. Uh, Medusa metamorphosis. Everyone is talking about this weird giant jellyfish ambushing swimmers. Even the local biology teacher can't identify the species as more and more people end up hurt badly. You remember from reading an article that a famous marine biologist is spending his vacation in the city. Maybe you should seek help from him. A famous biologist is spending his vacation at the seaside mansion. You need to take a bus there. Investigate the school location twice to complete this quest. I'm gonna do some more art stuff. Go ahead. The mere thought of studying all those old dusty newspapers makes your head hurt. There's no way you're going to waste an entire day in the moldering library. A weird bubbling sound lures you to the dark shower room. On the floor, you find a swimsuit thrown over a grotesque leathery coil. Wait, that's not a coil? There we go. Some scientists say certain medusas don't age, constantly growing in size. Let's see. An old friend. You're pleasantly surprised to meet your old friend while waiting for a train. She's undoubtedly changed a lot since you've last seen her. These days, she's moderating a web forum dedicated to the paranormal. Maybe she knows something useful? Uh, Invite for a coffee. I think either one of those is a charisma check. Or never mind. In between conspiracy theories and Bigfoot sightings, you hear a worrying rumor about an old god slowly awakening to rule the earth once again. Could this be the reason for recent horrific events? Taking the bus, you can't help but notice the large number of trees that have suddenly died. What could be the cause? Let's see. Doomed already. Regain one reason for all failed event skill checks. Adrenaline, faster combat actions. I could definitely use that. Um, I suppose I could use some stamina. Something pulls you toward the beach. A statuette half buried in the sand is calling you. Feeling your hand shaking, you take a step closer. The statuette is surprisingly heavier than it looks. Mesmerized, you take it home and wonder where you'll display it. It's a bad idea. You finally arrive at the seaside. The water here is unnaturally cold and unwelcome. Wait a minute. That's weird. You shouldn't be able to see the lighthouse from this side of the bay. Somehow I am not drenched. Suddenly, the air around you begins to whirl. A supernatural wave of freezing wind is approaching. Brace yourself. Strength check success. The sun blizzard disappears as fast as it began. You leave the beach quickly. Some of the mansions are abandoned and the roads leading to them are overgrown. You have to somehow find the biologist's vacation home. Following a trail of rotten fruit, you stumble upon a small forest shrine. It's probably dedicated to some local spirit. A small statue looks alien and menacing. Perception check failure. To your horror, you discover a severed human hand behind the statue. You finally enter the right place. Inside, there are many jars with various jellyfish species, but where's the biologist himself? You enter the artwork shop. The room is cluttered with half-finished sculptures and bizarre masks hanging on the wall. One sculpture strikes you as eerily realistic. Let's check out the mask. One mask looks similar to the design you once saw in an occult book. You decide to take it with you. A kendo helmet. That's an interesting thing to find in an occult book, but, I mean... what does it do again? Small chance of ignoring stamina loss in combat. That's pretty good. Inside a dusty study, you find a map of the cliffside with one point clearly marked. Is this where the biologist is performing his studies? Walking through the forest, you spot a pair of legs sticking out of a bush. Before you can do anything, however, they twitch and move. Man-eating plant. Feed me, Seymour. There we go. That should be a bit more like it. Standing on the beach, you realize something. The map's coastline doesn't match the actual thing. Why is that? Stop, this is a crime scene, yada yada yada. Focus on the officers? Perception check failure. What are you looking at? Scram or we'll lock you up for a night. -1 stamina. The tides. The rise and fall of sea level changes the coastline. You should wait. The low tide reveals a semi-sunken cave which corresponds with the point marked on the map. Reluctantly, you enter into the unknown. The low tide reveals a semi-sunken cave. Is this the place where the biologist is running their experiment? Whatever you decide to do, you should hurry. When the high tide comes, the whole cave will be submerged underwater, potentially trapping you there. You explore the cave, trying not to slip and fall into the cold water, hearing some weird noise behind the corner. You brace yourself. A humanoid creature seems to have no skin. Its black blood courses through yellow veins, and its pale sinew and powerful muscles are visible. It screams and lunges at your direction. Waves violently crash against the rocks as the gory horror begins to circle you. Alright. Getting kind of beat up. Okay, Miku, I'm gonna need you to actually land. There we go. It's only after the meat horror falls to the ground dead that you notice a bag further down the cave. Inside, you find a bunch of neatly folded clothes and a journal. It belongs to the famous marine biologist you were looking for. The last entry dates back to when the jellyfish attacks started. The ancient tablet I found when exploring the caves near Shiokawa has, for the lack of a better word, cursed me. I can't explain this, but every other night my skin slips off my body as if it has a mind of its own. It always returns to me in the morning. I just have to wait in the cave where the tablet was. What is happening to me? What will happen to the giant-skinned jellyfish without its host's body? You have no idea, and hopefully you will never learn the answer yourself. Store closed. The friendly dog disappeared last night. You'll have to find a new place to buy equipment. Oh, the doggo. But I can't poop its snoot. Alright, Beckoning Bulletin, Fear Festival, or School Scissors. You know what? Beckoning Bulletin. As the decades roll on, technology has only developed further. These days, computer bulletin board software allows computers to communicate over phone lines. All it takes is a computer and a modem, and anyone can connect to a bulletin system or even host one of their own. Once you connect, you can read all of the messages on that bulletin and even post your own to start a conversation. Because keep in mind, this is taking place in 1984. Many use them to share files or to chat about their favorite topics, everything from video games to sports to idol culture. But in the wake of a sudden string of weird suicides, things aren't all fun and games. Rumors have surfaced that the deaths are linked to a bulletin system operated from somewhere within Shiokawa. What is behind the suicides? How could so many people all be driven to take their own lives? Investigate the forest location twice to complete this quest. Trap dog. In the forest, you hear a faint whimpering in the distance. When you find it, you discover a wild dog caught by its hind leg in a bear trap. The dog growls menacingly when you get closer. I want to help the doggo. Luck check success! You free the injured dog, thankful the animal follows you. Which dog did I get? Higher chance of finding items after combat. That's good. Bloody sweater. After searching deep in the woods for some time, you discover the body of a young student clutching a note. Let me go ahead and... Is there anything I can do to prepare? You rummage through your belongings, trying to find anything that will help you. You finally pick up a guitar. Hopefully it will be enough. While in inventory, resting regains more reason, but increases doom. I do need to rest a couple of times. One more ought to do it. Even if the rumored bulletin system's phone number is found, there is no hope to investigate without a computer that can connect to it. Maybe the school library has one that will work. Wait, why is it suddenly so dark outside? You stand by the window to take a look. Black smog emerges from the courtyard, coating everything in an oily vapor. Dexterity check failure. You run from the window. Faint whispers coming from the smog itself will haunt you for weeks. -2 reason. Something is wrong. You don't see anyone on the street, and you could have sworn it was crowded just a minute ago. You'd better hurry out of here. That would probably mean you're about to run into a demon, and you should turn into a magical girl. Because somehow the streets are always empty whenever the magical girl fights a monster. You lug the cardboard box full of PC parts up your apartment stairs, teeth clenched as you heave it up one step at a time. God damn, our computer's heavy. You return home to freshen up. When you enter your bathroom, however, you discover that your shower is missing. In its place, there's an old clawfoot tub. The whole thing feels surreal, but you take a step towards it, wondering how this is possible. Back out. You may be a little sweaty, but there's no chance you'll risk entering this weird bathtub. -1 stamina. You wipe the sweat from your brow as you finally finish setting up the computer in your bedroom. After a few tests, you're now certain that everything is functional. The newscaster on the TV says that the suicide rate is still climbing. Worse, the morbid trend is beginning to catch on in other nearby towns. You need to act quickly. You hear a rustling on the other side of the apartment door. Someone's trying to get in. Apartment stalker. There we go. Baseball bat. Alright, let's see. I think I'll go ahead and... equip the baseball bat. You know what? Let's increase the luck stat. Let's see. Yeah. Carpenter hammer, I suppose I can sell. Hoping to find a lead, you head to the hospital. With how many deaths there have been, the hospital is in chaos, the staff look exhausted. When the receptionist lets her head down onto the desk for a minute, you slip out of the waiting room and into the hospital corridors. You enter the hospital looking for information about a certain patient. The main corridor is dark and strangely empty. You spot a nurse at the registration booth. She's asleep from exhaustion. Let her sleep. You abandon the idea of stealing the patient's document. It will hamper your investigation for sure, but a well-rested nurse means a safer hospital. +2 doom, but hospital's threat is reduced by 1 level. Let's see. You take a step towards the perfect form. -1 all stats? I thought it was supposed to... Oh. When you cut yourself accidentally, you discover that your blood has turned colorless and glassy. You feel fine, but this can't be good. +3 strength. I guess it's a good thing I got that baseball bat. Maybe any future level ups I get should be focused on dexterity. Welcome to the rice field. As you walk through the village, crops waver in the breeze following your every movement, -2 reason. When you find the girl's house, her grandparents greet you solemnly. They thank you for your effort to stop the deaths. Forgive her, her grandfather says as he leads you to her bedroom. She's a kind girl. Something has happened to her. In an otherwise bleak village, the look of the most beautiful flower patch surprises you. As you get closer to compliment the gardener, you stop hearing weird sniffling sounds. My, what a big nose you have. A shovel. Damage 6, speed 120, chance to hit 60, but you get a small chance of gaining funds after defeating an enemy. I haven't really had to use it, so... The recovering girl is more than happy to not only confirm the bulletin's existence, but to give you its number. You have to do what it tells you. Trust me, you won't regret a thing. She beams at you as her grandmother struggles to make her swallow the pain medication. I'll be back to join you all soon. Wait for me, okay? Disquieted, you give the grandparents your phone number and hastily leave. Let's see. Curious bookstore. You've stumbled upon a forgotten bookstore in a small alley. The interior is cluttered with dusty old tomes, animal bones, weird files, and stuffed exotic animals you don't even recognize. Can I help you? Asks the tiny man behind the counter. I have things that will surely help you on your quest. Let's buy a spell. The tiny man hands you a package. I'm sure you will make good use out of this. Flesh regrowth. +3 stamina, but -2 max stamina. I think I'll forget this spell, recover some reason. As soon as you arrive home, you dial the number and put the handset onto the modem. Your heart pounds as the computer fans exhale. The system hums, you hear a brief dial tone, and then it finally connects. Oh, right, before I do that, I was writing this for everyone wanting to stay behind. The sacrifice is worth it. Life's meaning comes from our relationships, shared death, and that connection will outlast you. There won't be anything left but us. Everyone here is waiting for you. If you lose your resolve, just listen to the voice of humanity. Dot dot dot. Oh, welcome home. Do you like it so far? Yes. I'm glad. Take your phone off the modem and put it to your ear. For this, I want to remember the note. You recall the note you found. Could this be the voice of humanity you read about? Bracing yourself, you slowly put the phone to your ear. You don't hear words or voice. You soon understand they don't need those. It's difficult, but you manage to keep track of which thoughts are yours and which are theirs. Everyone is here now. We've escaped everything that held us back in life. We don't have any more burdens. You can escape with us. This is the purest form of existence. A paradise of connection. Everyone deserves that. We will bring all humanity together. You need to think carefully about how to respond. Best case scenario, you can't save everyone. You explain the imminent arrival of the Old God. With its limitations, the Bulletin could never hope to gather humanity in time, not to mention how many people are unable to access a computer. As it is, convincing all of humanity to die is impossible. Oh, then we'll have to wait. It's disappointing, but that's alright. When computers advance and everyone can be connected, we'll come back for you. It's a promise, okay? The noise on the other end of the line suddenly cuts out completely. Still reeling from the mental assault, you find yourself staggering toward the futon, you collapse onto it, and sleep soon takes you. You're awakened by the sound of the phone ringing. After what just happened, you hesitate to answer. You warily grab the handset. When you put the phone to your ear, you hear the trembling voice of the girl you met in the village. I can't thank you enough. It was in my head, and I nearly... She bursts into tears, thanking you over and over. You smile, relieved. You later learn that the suicides have come to a sudden and complete halt. But even still, its promise still lingers in your mind. How long do you have until it comes back for you? You smother the thought. For now, it's finished. Price hike. Preparing for the worst, people are stocking up on everything, making it harder for you to find what you want. Here we go. Your home. Oh, and the forest note. Let's put that in storage. Doing all right. 3 keys of 44% doom. I think I'll regain some reason. So that just leaves Fear Festival and School Scissors. Neither of them really generate that much of the Doom meter, so let's go with this one again. Your missing friend has left you a notebook. If the rumors are true, to stop the tall woman with scissors, yada yada yada. Let's go ahead and store that. Check out school lockers. Alright. Friend's diary. Square circuit. Alright. Explore the school. The door shouldn't be there. It shouldn't lead anywhere. More importantly, it shouldn't pull you in. Enter. Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you toward the light. Deserted temples overlook the giant corpses of the forgotten beasts, with no priests to harvest it. Their blood is slowly flooding the valley. Start climbing the temple. You spend what feels like days climbing up the stone blocks. Reaching the top, you are rewarded with an impossible vista of countless pyramids and beings too big to comprehend. Something in you breaks. -3 reason, but +3 stamina. For some reason, I thought it was going to be the other way around. You feel like something horrible is happening within the school. You must hurry and find those items. Explore the school. Cult members are on your trail. You must hurry. Hey! I heard you got a Nikola Tesla! I'm still rolling for a Florence Nightingale. Dead man's float again. You found blessed chalk, which you can use to draw the sigil. Oh, wait, nope. It was square circuit. That right? That's right. Ritsuko-chan was the most promising athlete in her school. When she suddenly disappeared, the case was quickly closed without any suspects. Today, she has finally dug herself out. The sound of scissors is getting louder. You must hurry. Hup. Non-Euclidean 101. Impossible angles and seemingly moving lines make your head spin. How is this possible? -1 reason. Alright, and perform the ritual. You take a step back as a writhing amorphous mass slowly takes shape. Alright. Let's see. Let's see about making it a little easier. Throw the shovel at her. Throw the wooden bat at her. And there we go. She did. Wings of Plague. Alright. Let's see. Higher chance of finding items after combat. I do need to boost her perception, so... Alright, drink the bottle of water. Do that, and do that. And that just leaves the Fear Festival. Your aunt has sent you a letter inviting you for a curious-sounding festival. It's held every 27 years in a small village. You don't like the sound of it, but your parents both agree you need a break from all that stress. Inside the letter, there's a bus ticket. What's the worst thing that could happen? You ask yourself as you board the bus. Just when you thought your stomach couldn't handle it anymore, the janky old bus stops at its destination. You get up and take a deep breath before looking around. It's a small village, and the nearby fields are surrounded by a thick forest. Someone is waiting for you? A fat man wearing dusty overalls approaches you. It's the inn owner who promised to pick you up. Following close behind him, your eyes are drawn to his hands, which are so deformed they resemble claws more than hands. Your group has arrived in the village and is currently unpacking at the inn, giving you some time to explore. The festival begins in the evening. Uh... +2 stamina. Let's go ahead and trigger that. Worried and furious about the hole in the wall, you enter the inn from the back, trying to find the room that connects with yours. Thinking you finally found it, you enter, and the walls are covered in blood and gore. Someone has scribbled weird symbols everywhere. You spot something on the nightstand, but there's too much flesh and blood to tell what it is from here. You know what? Let me take a look at that sigil. Let's see. Let's see if that sigil resembles anything that I can see here. None of these, none of those, none of that. Nothing I see on this list. I thought it was a reference to the Ars Goetia, but apparently not. For a second you were worried it was a skull you had in your hands, but as you wipe more blood off, it's clear you've picked up a weird-looking mask. Oh, right, this is, I think, where we enjoy the festival. There's still some time before the festival starts. The locals are seemingly busy setting up the stands and decorating the place. Enjoy the festival. There! Would you like to test your luck at this fine game? I'm sorry, you can't afford a raffle ticket. Maybe if I did this. Break out into a cold sweat when you see the street vendor's twisted grimace. You back off, wishing it was only a mask. Going back to the inn, you overhear two masked villagers. They were talking about something awakening at the next dawn. You wonder what's up with that. Not safe here. You decide to block the entrance to your room with a nightstand. The festival is ending tomorrow, and you can't be too careful. Look for an alternative way, +3 doom. Actually, I think I'm going to need relax a bit, +1 reason, +1 stamina. Is that blood? Where is everybody? A trail of blood and sickly smelling sludge leads to the outskirts of the village. Somewhere in the dark forest, there's an answer waiting for you. Night free. Follow the faint sound to a telephone line pole. The moment you notice giant hairy balls underneath it, they start to twitch and rise. Tatoru. Bat to the balls. Shoot. I don't have a steak knife, so... But I think these only recover stamina. Hey, Forrest. Let's see. The bark is flabby and sticky. It makes you recoil in horror. Charisma check failure. Wet splash behind you makes you stop. You slowly turn around to see a young girl sluggishly walking in your direction. In her eyeball, there's a swarm of disgusting worms. One of them falls to the floor with a wet splash. The sun is slowly rising as you get closer to an abandoned industrial building. Cautiously entering the factory, you can't help but notice the forest has gone totally silent. You are not the only one trying to stop the ritual and save your friends. Special forces have raided the occult hideout, arresting the suspects. Led outside, the handcuffed cult leader suddenly stops. "You are too late," they say in a raspy voice. "Our lord is free once more." -2 stamina. Far out fable of a fear festival, ending B. Later that day, after an interrogation, the detectives let you go free. Festival guests are still missing to this day. You board the old bus, wondering what exactly happened out there. Oh, good thing I got this one last. Contaminated water. Let's see. In that case... let's regain some reason with this level up, shall we? Pork, anyone? Yes, but pork sounds good right about now. You're home. Take the key. And yeah. So the only thing I can really do is... well, A, let's sell this mask. Enter lighthouse. I made some applewood bacon marinated pork tenderloins. Ooh, that sounds good. $2 in as a reminder. Alright, I think I'm gonna want to rest a couple times first. Also available in Walmart. Trail of blood, electricity. Knowledge isn't that good, so I'll take the hit for stamina. This one's a hit for reason. Wall of photos. Let's see. I believe it was Mr. Pachinko that I fought second. Wrong answer, your head starts to hurt. Is everything just something you've imagined? The photos suddenly disappear, and so does the door, allowing you to continue. The second one I did. That one's the correct answer. Trial of Blood Acid. Following the winding staircase, yada yada. Strength check success on that one. And we made it. So, reminder if you ever play this game, Miku is the one to pick to counter Jektas. Also, she's got a cute swimsuit. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening the Eldritch Old God, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right once more. Congratulations, you are safe. For now. Ah, that was fun. Alright. And we are just a little over time, so that might actually be it for today. Let's see. Ooh, we haven't rated Lucajin in a while. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, let's see. And we're gonna raid with our Boizo Goizo. Let's see. Raiding Luca. Tomorrow, me and Sky will get back into working on Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. And tomorrow is a double stream day, so it will be one stream in the afternoon, one stream in the evening. So, I will see you guys then. Let's go ahead and raid.